Well, hi guys, welcome to the workshop. As you saw in the previous video, the engine started. I had no problem at all to make it crank and to make it start. I re-armed 2 or 3 times, so we had the fuel lines purged from any bubbles of air or so on. And at the first try, of the first full turn of the key, the engine started. So today what I'm making is I'm taking care underneath the car. I'm mounting the drive shaft again. As I will show you in a few seconds from underneath the car. It's not easy to record at the same time that I'm working, and I will show you, as all the previous videos, I'm showing you the work step by step, the work done. I mean, the rest of the work is it's pretty up to you guys. So I will show you what I'm doing. As I said, mounting the drive shaft, installing the drive shaft. Then I will adapt the exhaust line, the exhaust of the e30, the exhaust that we have. There's a part that we need to cut, so we need to adapt it to the manifold of the car. And after this, once this is done, I can mount back together all the plates underneath the car and leave it ready. Okay, so one thing that is necessary to do is we need to adapt the selector rod. This is the selector rod for the stick shift, because this one is from center to center is 27.5, and for it to work properly, so for the stick shift to select properly the gears and so on, I need to reduce this distance from 27.5 to 26. So I have to remove one and a half centimeters here in the middle. So this is something that as well I'm finding in the swap. So something that was not explained or I didn't read, but it's something that you need to do. So well, okay, so what I did is I've cut it, the rod in two. I removed like 2 and something centimeters because I don't want to make a weld like this. This will be, in my opinion, not enough resistant. So what I usually do in this kind of circumstances is, you see the center of the rod is empty. So I have a piece of full rod here. This is a steel tube, and it enters perfectly inside of each side, just so. I do it with one hand, it's a little bit difficult. So what I will do, I have my magnet here. I'll stick both parts together so they are perfectly aligned, and now I will move one side, measure to have exactly 26 centimeters center to center. And once I have my position, then I take my MIG welder and I weld here on this side, here on this side, and then with my grinder I will remove all the extra material. It's not very important to remove it because this is not touching anything. This is there's a lot of room in this area of the gear selector and everything. But anyway, I want to do that well done, and then I will clean it with a little bit of degreaser, and then I will put some paint on it. So this is let's say this is protected. So now, without even aligning, you can see that as you can see, I've not spent too much time aligning it, but both pins are perfectly aligned, which is also important. After welding, I have my welder here ready. Very happy with this welder. very happy to have it, so I can manufacture and build this kind of things. And I show you the end result. Okay, so don't mind the look of it. I just finished the welding. So as you can see now, they are perfectly aligned with the gear shift and the selector from the gearbox. The length is also correct. Now the selector, as we will see in a few seconds, is perfectly in the center position. This is neutral. So I just put it inside so I can show you. No, it misses the clips and everything. It's just to make sure that the measurement is correct. So as you can see, it's perfectly centered and aligned with the hole. As you can see, this is looking from the top. And now the gears, because early on with the stick, with the rod, as it was, the shifter was like this in neutral, and then you will go to fourth, and you will go to second, some around here. But the selector in neutral was here, was very far here. So now we have neutral, we have reverse, first gear, second gear, third, fourth, and fifth. So very happy with the result. Now I will finish the rod and put some grinding on it, paint it, and then it will be ready to be fitted. So here's the rod with some painting. As you saw, as you see, there's only a small gap between the two parts, because the rest is filled with welding. So I've grinded to make a flat surface. Where here we are underneath the car. So here's the extremity of the manifold that we wrapped, and as you see, it goes perfectly underneath over the subframe, underneath the body of the car. So no problem on this point. What I wanted to show you, as I said earlier, is the drive shaft. So as you can see, this is the drive shaft of the e36. You have the reference. So that's the e36 compact drive shaft that I took from the donor car of the engine, gearbox, and everything. So what you will need to do on the drive shaft of the e36 is you need to put the center rod, the center bearing here of the e30, because the one of the e36 is larger here. These 2 points are more separated. So you just need to switch this. I'm not showing you how to do it because there's a lot of tutorials out there. And on the other side over there as well, there's the e36 drive shaft fully. That's the full drive shaft of the e36, and it goes perfectly correct length. Here you see there's plenty of shaft still inside here, so to have plenty of force. Okay, so drive shaft is now fully bolted. Here in the center as well, and the U-joint. So now what I'm going to mount is the covers that covers all the drive shaft to separate from the exhaust and the gas tank. There's also a plate that goes over here, and have both of them ready. So as you can see, this is the result, with the plates underneath the car mounted and all the way up, all the way to the front. Here, you see it better. Okay, so the front axles are now fully mounted. We have the lollipop brackets here on the back to adapt the boomerang arms here of the e36. So well, this is a piece that it's important to fit, and also it's rigid bushings, as you can see there. These are rigid bushings, so we have rigidity, and now we can also have mounted the Z3 rack. As you can see, it's perfectly mounting here on the car, on the subframe. We have all the new arms here, and on the other side is the same. Brakes, big brakes, ventilated discs. So now what I'm going to do is adapt the exhaust. So this is the old manifold here, and this is the line that's connected to the manifold, as you can see here. So now the new manifold is finishing around this area. Okay guys, as you can see, I have the back part of the exhaust fitted in place. I have the front part here. So this part was going all the way to the old manifold. Okay, so now as you can see, all the part that went up is out of the equation, and now we can fit this part underneath the car. Put it a mark with this is the maximum length, or the length that I want the tube to arrive. So I put the tape here to be able to make sure that we have a perfect circumference with the tape, or even if it's not perfect, at least it is aligned. So I have a guide here to cut through. Okay, so here is the finished product. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the car outside, and because I want the Kevlar wrap on the manifold to cure, and when this is curing and it's getting warmer and warmer, this is putting a lot of smoke in the air. I will show you once the car is outside, and I don't want to be breathing this inside of the workshop. So first shot of liberty for you, my boy. Oh, God. As you can see, that's the smoke I was talking about. All this smoke is coming from the wrap of the manifold. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please do so. Click the bell to receive notifications on all my new videos regarding this project. If you're new to the channel and you are doing or looking to do something similar to this, you need to know that this is my first swap. So if you have the idea to do your first swap, don't be afraid that well, you need to do this, and you need to try it. It's not really complicated. It's not as plug and play as internet pretend that is plug and play, as you saw. Or if you didn't, I invite you to look the previous video on the project, on the steps that I had to take to fit the M44 engine on the e30. And thank you for watching as always, and I see you on the next one.